Philippines human rights lawyer shot dead on Negros Island. Benjamin Ramos is the 34th murder victim among legal professionals since President Duterte came to power in 2016.
Here's a summary of the article.
A human rights lawyer, who provided assistance to families of recently slain sugarcane farmers, was shot dead in central Philippines, becoming the 34th member of the legal profession killed since President Rodrigo Duterte came to power in 2016. The National Union of People's Lawyers on Wednesday denounced the killing of Benjamin Ramos, the group's local leader, who was killed by unidentified motorcycling riding assailants on Tuesday evening in the island of Negros. The sad reality in the Philippines is that lawyers are getting killed while in legitimate exercise of their profession. Ramos, 56, was the 24th practicing lawyer killed in work-related attacks in the country since August 2016, according to a list compiled by an UPL. The list also includes 3 judges and 7 prosecutors, bringing the total number of legal professionals killed to at least 34 in the last 2 years. 5 days earlier, a female lawyer was killed by gunmen in southern city of Tagum near Duterte's hometown of Davao City. As of July 2018, at least 12 journalists have been reported killed since Duterte became president, according to the National Union of Journalists in the Philippines. Ramos had recently assisted family members of 9 sugarcane farmers, who were shot dead by gunmen, while resting inside a vast private estate in the city of Sagay, Negros Occidental.
This post received a score of 6,405, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The case that he was working on. Pretty much, there's a lot of blame throwing, and nobody knows what's going on. So, who are these NFSW and were the FSR-MERS members of them or were they killed by them?
Just a coincidence.
Mayor, still not on the same level of Putin or Mr. Bonisor. These two would make sure that the man's deader than dead via 15 polonium bullet shots in the head or sliced him into 20 pieces. Bullshit. Putin is a saint by comparison, and Mr. Bonisor is only distinguished by having been caught. Extrajudicial murder is social norm under Duterte, and the core of corruption is always worse than the surface. And #X200B.
The podcast Behind the Bastards covered Duterte. It's really interesting and terrifying. Here's a link to part 1.
I liked the line, comparing Trump to Duterte is unfair because Trump is a moral coward and I can honestly believe Duterte has personally murdered people.
For sure. I think Robert Evans does a really good job breaking down precisely how people are bastards, what motivates them and what not. I'm in the middle of the L. Ron Hubbard episodes, and he points out that he is probably a sociopath, but also likely is delusional as well, and just happened to be very tenacious with his goals and prolific with his work. I mean, everyone wants love, affection, beauty, pride, security and of course, pleasure. Cake and ice cream, if you would. Liking cake and ice cream doesn't make you a bastard. Throwing a guy out of a helicopter to secure cake and ice cream does.
I'm from a large Filipino family and I can tell you, the population does not care. Duterte's rough style is appealing to a very large, poor and uneducated portion of the population where bravado alone can get you places. Action stars from the movies get voted in all the time because of this and Duterte acts like one of those overly machismo characters from the movies.
They won't care until it affects them. By then, it will be too late.
It already affects them. If you mean in a way that the uneducated poor can conceptualize, then yes, it will probably be too late. Source: am from the slums in Philippines. P.S. Have a Filipino coworker here in Canada that believes it's reasonable to have internships where you pay the company to work for them. This is apparently a thing in the Philippines. If that's not proof of the corruption and stupidity of that nation, I don't know what is. If someone who lives there can elaborate or correct me.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.